Today we are in a bit different setup. We went through some crazy small mountain roads. We are in the village called Dimitsana, which you can see in the background. And the city is known for the gunpowder production. So we will have some interesting shots later in the video. So look forward to them. Here we are. We arrived in the village town. I guess it's town. So we arrived. It is the town known for the traditional architecture. You can see a lot of stone houses covered with a shingle. It is quite hard to find parking from what I've seen up here, so we parked in the entrance to the village, and now we are up to a hike and we will see what is in there. Let's go! Okay, so we got to the main part of the town, and as you can see, it's full of typical tourist things you can find in most Greek towns and places places you visit. So of course we have the wooden things, some magnets, and the most amazing of all, you can find some liqueurs. So over there you can see a shelf with liqueurs. It is a very good idea to actually try those things once you are in Greece. Some of them have really unique tastes. Okay, we see, actually this thing over there, see? Sweet of the spoon, right? Very sweet dessert. You eat only a tiny spoon of it, and you can also try them in like a local versions, right? So in some places you will find them with special type of nuts that is local to the village, or other type of things that you put inside. Very talented, walking backwards. My secret skill. Alright, so this place in 1800s was known for the gunpowder production. So we arrived in the museum of the water power in general, but it includes the machines, or like it includes as a part of it the gunpowder making. So we arrived at the Museum of the Water Power and water power things. You can see that the water comes from up the mountains with the system of pipes. It goes over there and then down into a huge basin that collects all of the water, which later comes down with a higher pressure. So let's go inside and take a look how it looks. Things are made of wood and stone. What you can see over here is the wheat mill that is powered by opening this lever you see down there. It opens the water flow into the water wheel, which then powers the grinding stones for the wheat. You put the wheat into the funnel-shaped wooden thing, and then they slowly drop into the milling stones, turning them into flour. The water enters from the basin and then escapes under our feet into the reservoir, which you will see outside in a moment. It goes down there. It's not that cold. What we have here is the alcohol distilling setup, let's say, right? So the ice cold water coming from the mountains is cooling the pipe. In the modern setup, you would have a spiral that is cooled by the bucket of cold water. But in this case, what's happening is the fire from the bottom is heating up the cylinder, the pot, let's call it, right? The alcohol inside is evaporating, and then the steam is condensed on the metal pipe. It goes here, but it's still very hot, right? So you need to cool it down, and the ice cold mountain water is cooling the pipe. So the alcohol itself is coming out of the pipe, into a container of your choice. So right now we are in another part of the museum, which is the tannery. So you would harness the power of water for many different uses, right? Including tanning hides. When you are tanning hides and tanning the leather generally, you need a lot of water. You need to wash the hides, right? So they would be tumbling in like a old style washing machine, right? You would need a lot of water to wash the hides as well. So having a water mill is actually amazing thing to have when tanning, to limit the amount of energy you spend. So you can see the basins. So you would drop the hides in the hole, it will be filled with water, and then you kind of wash them, and then you have the other basin, so the water would be escaping, so the dirty, stinky water would be getting out of there. Alright, let's go inside and check other stuff. In the first basin that we've seen before, the hides would actually soak, right? And then when the hair is ready to separate, right, it's kind of disgusting. You would put the hides, like actually you can see on the photo, right? But you would put the hide in here and then scrape it down with all the remaining things you don't want on the leather, right? So you scrape the stuff and then you drop them in there so they can, do the thing. Next thing you would do is slicing them into smaller pieces, I guess. Cutting out the unnecessary elements. And the next thing in actually tanning, like the key element from tanning, would be to make a color, right? Give it a tan, I guess. Let's go. You can see a lot of basins with different colors, so I guess it's used for different colors and different shades of the leather that you want to get. And then you can see how they will dry. So generally tanning leather is very taxing and demanding task that you need a lot of energy and strength for. So yeah, using water power for it. It saves you some. Could you hear that? Alright, so we arrived in another part of the watermill museum, which is the gunpowder mill. Very interesting part. We will actually go inside and check how it operates. In the 1800s, this part in Sana was known as the gunpowder keg, gunpowder barrel, because it had 14, total of 14 gunpowder mills, which was actually a very strategic thing during the War of Independence against the British Empire. So let's go inside and see how it works. So what you could see there was the pounding of the saltpeter mixed with sulfur and charcoal, which creates the pulp that later turns into gunpowder. So you are left with like a dough, black dough, which has to be dried in the sun afterwards. After drying, it would be crushed again, and then it would be sieved through the sieve, like you do in the kitchen. After that, it would be further processed and then turned into the gunpowder used to power the guns. Because it has the hot air coming, so the Guardian, hello Guardian, I'm making
The real boss.
Oh, it's very cold. So we are on our way back, and let me show you some nice views we have behind us.